Hello, you're watching Outsiders. I'm James Morrow, as always, here with Rita Panahy and Rowan Dean. And you know, we have a phrase we often like to use on this show. Go woke, go broke. It's what happens when a corporation decides to kowtow to the PC mobs and sees its bottom line suffer dearly as a result. But guess what? It turns out the rule works in the other direction, too. Today, I'm going to tell you a little good news story about a Hispanic-owned business in the United States that found itself on the receiving end of a lefty boycott campaign because of comments made by its CEO, and which stood up to the bullies and won. It all started 10 days ago when the CEO of Goya Foods spoke at a White House ceremony announcing a Hispanic Prosperity Initiative, and while he was there, said a few gracious words about President Trump. Have a listen.
Truly blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump, who is a builder. And that's what my grandfather did. He came to this country to build, to grow, to prosper. And so we have an incredible builder, and we pray. We pray for our leadership, our president, and we pray for our country that we will continue to prosper and to grow.
Whoo boy, praising Trump, America, and God all in 30 seconds? You can see why the left was so triggered. Well, of course, there was the inevitable backlash by woke leftists so angry at Donald Trump and anyone who deigns to support him, they decided that the appropriate thing to do was to take down the largest Hispanic-owned food company in the United States. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, of course, was quick to light the bonfire, saying, I, for one, am totally baffled as to why the CEO for Goya, which is such a predominant staple in Latino households, would praise a president that wants to exclude Latinos, wants to cage our children and separate families. He doesn't speak for the Latino community in the United States, and I'm glad that is the case. Prominent Twitter leftists also tried to fan the flames, like anti-gun campaigner Igor Gravolsky, who tweeted, the CEO of Goya Foods is at a White House event saying we're blessed to have a leader like Trump. Make your shopping decisions accordingly. And, of course, the left media was right there to amp up the outrage. Here's the headline in the Washington Post to take one example. Goya's CEO said the U.S. is truly blessed with President Trump. Latinos are now boycotting. And as if the left were not angry enough, Donald Trump himself weighed in, putting up an Instagram shot of himself with a bunch of Goya products on his desk, something which made heads explode from New York to Washington as the commentators accused the president of unethically supporting a private business. Honestly. Anyway, though, the good news is that Goya didn't cave. They didn't issue some groveling statement about learning their lesson, trying to do better, or promising to do the work. No, they stood their ground. Indeed, many Hispanic business owners urged consumers to undertake a buy-cott of Goya to support the brand. One individual started a GoFundMe page which raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy Goya products for hungry families. And in some places, shopkeepers even had to put limits on the purchase of Goya products, which were flying off their shelves faster than toilet paper in a lockdown. As far as I'm concerned, that's a big win for a great Hispanic-American business, and more importantly, it's a big loss for the un-intelligentsia and cancel culture fascists who would rather shut you up than argue their point. The silent majority is out there, and they will stand with those who show courage in standing up against the mob. If the last few months have taught us anything, indeed, it is that no amount of performative wokeness will save you. No apologizing will make those who would do you out of a job or a livelihood or a reputation see reason. Starbucks and Nike had their stores trashed in the riots in the U.S. just like everyone else's. But as the story of Goya's boycott suggests, if you do find yourself in the crosshairs of cancel culture, which, like the devil himself, tries to convince you all the time that it does not really exist, stand up for yourself. You may find you have a lot more friends than you thought you did.